Hey everyone, it's Matt with Surf City TCG here, bringing you another deck guide and primer. I'm going to do a little bit of mulligan practice on this one too, because I've gotten some feedback that you guys like that, so I'll do a little bit of that. Today we're talking about Glarb, Calamity's Augur. Fun name to say. Every game I've played, people are like, Glarb. So he's a frog wizard noble. It's a Sultai colors, so black, green, blue for a 2/4 death touch. He says you can look at the top of your library at any time, ability I absolutely love, and you can play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library. Another ability I love. And then he can also tap to surveil 2, which is, you might think that's kind of a throwaway, but it's actually really, really nice because you can oftentimes, like on your upkeep, you can stack the top two of your deck so that you ensure there's a land on top that you can play with Glarb. Or you can like just be, pushing stuff into the graveyard every turn, just looking for answers or looking for a specific card or setting yourself up for a big reanimate spell in the late game. So Glarb's like really a solid package of abilities that like synergize very, very well together. And this is just a classic like Sultai value deck. Play lots of lands, get tons of value. And the style in which I've built this is kind of a token centric, like tokens matter and like a lot of doubling token effects and just kind of big bomb stuff. So we'll talk about like some of the options, and I'm going to post a game right after this one in which you can really see the kind of value Glarb can get. It's a pretty spicy game, so definitely enjoy that one. So let's talk a little bit about how to play Glarb. So the way in which I built this deck is choosing to focus on like totally on top end. So like really leaning into this ability of you can play lands off the top, you can play spells mana value 4 or greater off the top. In fact, if we scroll down and just take a look at my curve, you'll see like very heavy in this like 4+ region. Normally, I would want to see a curve that was like kind of ones, maybe heaviest on twos and threes, sometimes tied, and then, you know, twos and threes tied, sorry. So like something like this is what a normal curve would look like. But you can see here we've got only 3 spells that are mana value 3, and then only a handful that are 1 and 2. Really the focus is on like just being able to like play stuff off the top over and over. In fact, like relative to other blue decks or any of my other decks, we're running very few draw engine cards and draw cards at all. You know, I've got only 4 that I have categorized as draw engine. Normally, if you look at any of my other decks, you'll see this number in the like 10 to 20 range. And then draw cards themselves. We'll talk about why I have each of these because honestly, like Glarb is enough of a draw engine in and of itself. Like I know it doesn't say draw a card on it, but every time you cast a spell off the top of your library, that's drawing a card, you know? So I really want to maximize the ways and the frequency at which we can do that. So I'm just going to refresh real quick because I'm not sure if this is capturing all the recent changes I made. Sorry about that. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing. So in the early turns, like first of all, like as a genre, this is a powerful deck. It's a little stronger than I thought it was going to be, and it tends to do very powerful things. So I would classify, I haven't put a power level yet, but like as it stands, I think this is like pretty close to an 8. I'm not running any fast mana. I'm not running the One Ring. I'm not running like Mana Crypt and things that would normally be kind of flagstones for a power level 8, but this deck definitely plays very powerful. Like I'm not running any infinites, but it can do really strong stuff kind of out of nowhere. So I wouldn't play this in a lower powered lobby. It's gonna just feel like a little bit oppressive. And I've got a lot of like token doubling effects, not a lot, but like Parallel Lives and Adrix and Nev twin casters, both of which can really go crazy and do some like ultra powerful stuff. So this is a pretty decently high powered deck. And what we're looking to do pretty much is like build up mana, like tons and tons of mana, get lots of lands in play. You don't want to be missing land drops in this deck. Don't keep a sketchy two lander with this deck. Just don't do it. You want, honestly, like even if you draw a 5 or 6 lander, like that is potentially keepable because like once you've got Glarb in play, like I said, you're just drawing lots of cards from his ability and you can surveil away the stuff that you don't need. So it tends to fuel itself. And I've played 5 or 6 times now and people just simply don't seem to remove him. He doesn't appear to be that much of a threat. At least that's what I've seen so far. So it's a very powerful ability and it really kind of fuels itself. So let's go back to my types and tags, which you can see by changing the grouping to types and tags. And let's first take a look at the mana and ramp. I'm running a lot. Like I said, that's going to be your goal right off the bat is like, let me sort it by mana value. So you're really going to want to be looking for these cards in your opener. Given that the deck is so top heavy, you really want to make sure that you're having you're setting yourself up for success by not keeping a hand that like doesn't have a way to get some mana out pretty quickly. Like don't keep a hand that has no plays before Glarb on turn 3. It's not good enough unless that's like your 5. Like go to 6, go to 5 before you keep a hand like that. And you're going to find like you're much better off mulliganing. Like I say this in pretty much every video, but like especially with this deck, you're a lot better off just keeping a heavy land hand or keeping a hand where you've got ramp and things to do than worrying about keeping 7. Like having 7 cards is not that relevant. It is, however, very relevant if you don't have anything to do before turn 3, like no ramp or anything. So really like mulligan hard for these few cards right here, these 7. So that's what we're doing in the opening stages is just, trying to ramp him out. And then once you've got him in play, it's just like start throwing down threats. Like we've got pretty standard removal in here. Let's take a look at the removal we're running and I'll talk about like kind of why I'm running each of these. So Deadly Relic, obviously a great card. Like I don't need to explain why this is so powerful, right? But in this deck, it's even better because it's a 4 mana spell, even if you cast it for free, meaning you could play it off the top if you've got Glarb in play. Same goes for Submerge, which is a spell I absolutely love in any deck, but especially in this deck for 2 reasons. One is the one I just explained. This is a 5 mana spell, mana value. It's almost always free to play. In fact, I don't think I've ever paid 5 for this in my life, especially in a deck like this that's also running Yavimaya. So, like, even if you happen to not be against any opponents who are green, which I can tell you, like, almost never happens, you could still get them if you've got a Yavimaya in play. So, great card in this deck. Aggressive Biomancy. This is a fun one. This is a new commander spell from Modern Horizons 3, and this can do some pretty crazy stuff. So look out for this one. Saw in Half's another cute one. Like I wish this was 4 mana for the purposes of this deck, but like honestly, this is a good enough spell to play anyway. We have a ton of ultra powerful enters battlefield abilities, so this can do all sorts of zany things. Like 90% of the time you're going to use it on your own creature to like, for example, double up like an Archon of Cruelty trigger, or like tons of other stuff that is just very, very strong and very powerful. Like casting this on Druid of Purification is like, okay, I'll destroy all artifacts and enchantments that I don't control. Casting this on Hostage Takers, like exile 2 things and you can cast them. And oftentimes we've got tons of mana available with which to cast those spells. So just a very powerful effect. And even if you hit a legendary creature, so like let's say you cast Saw in Half on a Kokusho, the Evening Star. Um, so, the one you've got is going to die, right? And everyone's going to lose 5, you gain 15, assuming you've got 3 opponents. And then you'll get 2 copies of Kokusho that are half its power and toughness, right? What is Saw in Half? I think it's rounded up, rounded down. Let's see. Saw in Half Kokusho, it dies. You get 2 copies, except theirs is half rounded up. So you get two 3/3 Kokushos, but they're legendary, right? So one of them dies immediately to legend roll, and everyone loses 5 again, and you gain 15 again. So Sawing in Half Kokusho basically turns your one Kokusho into a 3/3, but it does 30 damage to opponents, and you gain 30. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. And that's like with nothing in play. If you've got a Atrix and Nev or Parallel Lives, all of a sudden you're getting four Kokushos. And, you know, the original's dying, and then three of the new ones are dying. So you're going to end up doing 20 to each opponent for 60 total, and you gain 60. Pretty good. So that's exactly the kind of thing this deck is looking to do. Just lots of ultra powerful and like big plays. In fact, like you can kind of sit back and do nothing for quite a long time and just set up a combo turn like I just described. And there are lots of ways to do that sort of thing. Kokusho is maybe the best one, but we can also just make tons of creatures with Field of the Dead. Um, Doppelgang is a spell that I'm absolutely in love with. That is, check this card out. It's a green, blue, and triple X, meaning like for every one you have to pay three. So for X is one, you have to pay 5 mana total. For X is two, you have to pay 8 mana total. For X is three, you have to pay 11 mana total. And that's highly doable in this deck. And if you pay X is three, you get to choose any three permanents on the board, and you get to make three copies of each of them. If you have a parallel lives out, you get to make six copies of each of them. So, this doesn't say non-land permanents, so I've been known to copy Field of the Dead, which if if you copy Field of the Dead, make three Field of the Dead copies, and let's say the other two things you target are not land, you still are going to make, let's see, you've got three lands entering, and then you have four Field of the Dead, so you're going to make 12 zombies just from that. So yeah, it is not difficult to just win the game after that, either by swarming someone to death with zombies. We're not even running Craterhoof because you don't need it. Like, it's honestly not even necessary. It wouldn't hurt. Like, it would be fine. But, like, so many times I just win by making a billion zombies and then just casting Meat Hook Massacre and, like, killing all my creatures to dome everyone for 50. So, yeah, Doppelgang will enable some of the sickest plays. And copying opponents' commanders, copying Kokusho, like I talked about earlier, copying Archon of Cruelty. This is all stuff that this deck's looking to do, and in explosive ways. See also Rite of Replication. So if you like the idea of doing some ultra powerful shenanigans and like really like, to me, this deck feels like the essence of Commander. It's so fun to play. You're like getting such value from Glarb. You're reanimating stuff. I'm running that new reanimation spell, which is so good. I love this card, Coiling Rebirth. If you reanimate a non-legendary from your graveyard, you get it plus a 1/1. You have to give an opponent a card, but who cares? Like you're getting, two Archon of Cruelties entering. You're getting two. I'm not playing Grey Merchant. It would be excellent in this deck. I just am sick of winning with Grey Merchant over and over. But if you aren't, like, you should certainly run it in here. It's going to be great. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's that much more to say about this deck. It's like what you're looking to do is just ramp out, we have tons of ways to find Cabal Coffers and Urborg to really enable some big mana plays, but you don't need them. Like, you can just get tons of land from Glarb naturally, and you can get a Nyx Bloom Agent out. You could play Mana Reflection in this deck. I was doing so for a while. There's tons of fun and good stuff you can put in here, and like the individual pieces you end up winning with don't really matter. So if you don't own a Coma or if you don't like playing Coma, you could cut these big threats and replace them with the ones that you like. And, you want to put an emphasis on stuff that either makes tokens or has ETBs. But like, for example, having a Tender Shoot Dryad out with a Parallel Lives, like, will just win you the game by itself. If you're able to copy the Tender Shoot Dryad, like, we're running all these different clone effects. There's tons more you can run too. If you want to like amp up the clone effects, look how many I'm not running in my considering section here. So feel free to look through the considering and add the things that you like. I feel like this deck is so flexible and it can really work in a way that suits your own play style. So I'm still tinkering with this. I'm probably going to be making more changes in the coming days, but I'm in love with this deck right now and I see myself playing a lot of it. So I think those are all the main points I wanted to go over. I'm not going to talk about a lot of the individual card choices just because, you know, I sort of explained the ethos of this deck, and I think going through all the individual choices isn't really necessary because if you understand what I just said, then you'll get it and you can kind of put in the cards that you have or the ones that you like, and this is going to work regardless. So, that all being said, I'm going to run through some practice hands here and we'll practice some mulligans. All right. So, I would encourage you as you follow along with this mulligan guide to please pause the video and make the decision of whether or not you're going to keep this hand. And keep in mind that you don't have to run the expensive mana base that I'm running. Like, you don't need it. But I am running all of the fetches and also all of the surveil lands. So a lot of times my mulligan considerations are going to be based on that. So for example, with this hand, like I've got two fetch lands, so I can assume right away, since I don't have a turn one play, that if I were to keep this hand, I can sack my fetch land, go get a surveil land, and I'll be able to surveil one. So if I were to see a land on top or another expensive spell, I could put that in the graveyard. So don't let this influence whether or not you would keep this hand. I'm just saying that at the beginning, no matter what the hand is. So pause the video, tell me if you, or tell yourself, would you keep this hand? I think on an opening 7, I would not keep this hand. Seems very slow. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, we want to have ways to ramp or do something in the first 3 turns. This deck's full of value. Like you're going to see tons of these cards throughout the game. You don't need to keep a hand like this. This is not a good hand. Like you're going to be like playing your commander on turn 3. If it, God forbid, it gets removed, or someone says plays a Soul Shatter or something like that that just kind of hits you incidentally, you're going to get wrecked if you keep a hand like this. So let's just see a new one. We get a free mulligan, right? That's not a good keep. All right, how about this one? Pause it. Tell me, would you keep it? Unfortunately, I think this one's an easy one. We only have one colorless land, so we got to toss this one back and go to 6. All right, so pause it. Tell me, would you keep this hand? And remember that this is a 6. Yeah, I mean, I think this is keepable on 6. I don't think I would keep this if this was my opening 7. But having a ponder we can play, we've got a surveil land in hand already. We've got 2 fetches, so we can surveil 2 more times. I think this is better than going to 5, but it's a close call. So let's go ahead and play this out. We'll figure out what to bottom here. I think we can very easily bottom a land here. We're not going to need Volrath Stronghold at this point in the game, so let's go ahead and just bottom that. And do keep in mind when you're deciding what hands to keep, that colorless lands are very much a liability, especially at the beginning of the game, because Glarb is just triple mana, colored mana. So, you know, the first several times I played this, I made that mistake. I kept like a 3 land hand thinking like, okay, I could play Glarb when I get to 3, but I didn't realize one of them was colorless, so I wasn't able to do that. So let's bottom this card and we'll play it out. Draw for turn. Unfortunately, we drew another land. So question is, do we start off with a surveil land or do we fetch a duel and cast Ponder? I think given that we don't, well, hmm, my instinct is to start off with the surveil land, but I think given that we have 3, 4 even untapped lands, we could potentially just hold the surveil land until after we play Glarb, because really you just want to get Glarb out as soon as possible. So I think my instinct was to play this first, but the more I think about it, we should probably not do that. Instead, we should cast Ponder and try to hit one of our 2 mana ramp spells, because that would be like absolutely ideal to play next turn. So I think we'll do that. We'll play. So let's figure out what land we want to get. We have the Yavimaya, so I think the land we want the most is Underground Sea. Therefore, I'm going to play the Marsh Flats because Misty Rainforest is more valuable in that it can get 2 of our colors and Marsh Flats can only get 1. And this is the land we want to get anyway, a swamp. So let's spin that. Let's grab the sea. And like I said, if you don't have the OG duels, no problem. Just play the shock lands and they'll be fine. You don't need to run the expensive mana base that I have. This deck will still work perfectly fine. So we'll close and shuffle. We'll tap that. We'll cast Ponder. We're going to look at the top 3. We're going to decide, do we want to keep these or do we want to shuffle? Well, I mean, this is a pretty good three. Like, all three things we want. Urborg's really nice. We're going to be looking for that eventually anyway, and just having it first just allows us to get the coffers plus another valuable land if we play something like, an Hour of Promise, which lets us get any two lands we want. Having the Urborg already lets us get like the coffers plus Alchemist Refuge, which kind of gives us flash on everyone else's turn. So I like these three. This is a tough decision. It would mean we had no play next turn, but honestly, like shuffling here and hoping to draw a 2 mana ramp spell it's like so unlikely anyway, right? So I think we just keep these. We'll put the land last, and we'll draw, say, the Elder Gargoyle. And like, I know we're keeping two 5 mana spells. We have no other plays like in the next couple turns, but like honestly, we went to six. This is a tough keep. So I think we're doing fine, making sure we at least draw two pieces of gas here. All right, we'll go to our next turn. We know we have no play, so I think we'll just run out this. We could run out the hedge maze. We could also play fetch and then grab, shuffle away the Urborg, which is not the worst because like even though I was saying it's good to draw the Urborg, we already have a lot of land. I think I'll just, yeah, we lose the value by playing the Surveil land too, because, do we want to keep the Urborg? Other option is put the Urborg in the graveyard and try to get back later. We do have a couple ways to do that. We have Noxious Revival, we have Lumra, Bell of the Woods. Uh, I think I'm going to go with the option to play a fetch and shuffle away the Urborg. Mainly because I want to get value out of playing a Surveil land, and I don't think putting Urborg in the graveyard is a smart move because like it opens you up to get Bojuka Bogged or something like that. So we'll play the Wooded Foothills, we'll crack it, we'll get so what land will we get? We have two double black spells in hand. We just shuffled away Urborg, so I think we do want the blue black Surveil land, which is the sewers. Seems a little odd to get this when we already have the blue-black duel in play, but that's what Yavimaya will do for you. So we'll get that one. We'll close and shuffle. We'll surveil one. Surveil Meat Hook. Meat Hook's pretty good here, actually, since we have such a slow start. Drawing a board wipe here. We don't know what opponents are playing, but I think this is a pretty good card to keep on top because this allows us to maybe we can either like just Meat Hook for three, which Glarb will live through. Or we can even play Meat Hook next turn if there are a lot of like one health threats on the board. This just gives us some flexibility with this slow hand, kind of like lets us recover and get back on the same level as everyone else. So we'll keep that on top. We'll move to our next turn. We draw the Meat Hook. We knew we were going to draw. We'll play the Fanghorn Forest and we'll run out Glarb. And then we can play with our top. How do you do this? Play with top revealed. There we go. All right, so we know we have that on top. Opponents don't get to see this, just us, so that's good. All right, so we'll go to our next turn. So when we move to our next turn, we're going to untap. We have the option to surveil this away. So like don't rush through your turns when you're playing this commander. Like you're going to want to like stop in your upkeep and really think like, do I want to spend the time to tap him right now? And don't do that lightly because he's got Death Touch. He's a 2/4 with Death Touch. He's a great blocker. So tapping him in your upkeep is very powerful and like gives you a lot of options, but like it can open you up to some attacks if you do that. So just be careful with that. And if you feel like you don't want this counter, maybe it's worth doing. In this case, I don't know what's going on. We don't really have another play. Like ideally, we want to see a 4 drop on top, right? Because we need something to play this turn, unless Meat Hook for two is good. Which it very well might be. Like it's hard to when you're playtesting to make these assumptions, but I think we'll end this run here. I think you can take it from here. We'll start another one. All right, pause the video. Tell me, would you keep this hand? This is a keep. So, you know, this is a tough one. So don't worry too much if you miss this one, but like do be careful and make sure you understand what all the cards do and don't just look at like, oh no, I don't have any green. I'm gonna mulligan this. because we do have a green, right? In this blue spell. Like, oh my, what? What, Matt? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, that's magic nowadays, right? This blue spell is actually a forest. Well, not exactly, but we do have island forests, right? In Breeding Pool in Tropical Island. So, believe it or not, we have the green to cast 3 visits. So, is this hand to keep knowing that? I think it is. So, you know, it's still questionable because, like, no, it's not questionable because we get the trop. Next turn we play the 3 visits, and then we could play Glarb. So this hand's great. Draw for turn. We have to play this land because we need the 1 to island cycle. So we'll pass turn, leave the blue up, let people be scared of a counter on turn 1. Then right before my turn, I'll cycle the Lorien Revealed. Totally get a trop. And that goes to hand. Close and shuffle. Next turn. We drew Coma. Okay, we play the trop, cast 3 visits. Now what land are we getting with 3 visits? Well, we don't need, it can come in untapped, right? But we don't need that. So I think we're going to get a Surveil land. So then the question is what colors? Well, given that we have Coma, I mean, we do have Archon too, but that's farther away, further away than Coma. Plus Coma is just more mana intensive in general. And blue-green are our primary colors anyway. So I think we pretty easily just grab the hedge maze here. So that'll enter tapped. Close and shuffle. We'll surveil 1. It hits a meat hook on top again. Look at that. I think in this case we're gonna bin this. Well, I don't know. Like it depends. Again, we don't know what opponents have. This is a game time decision. If you're against token decks, if you're against aggro decks, you're gonna want to keep this. Maybe it's just worth keeping in general. It's a good enough card that like I was thinking like we're looking for land or more ramp, but we kind of like have it all here. We've got the Field of the Dead, we've got the Hour of Promise, like we've got the Savvy Trader to get back whatever we need. So I think we just leave this on top. Go to our next turn. The other nice thing about having this on top is if our next card is a land, then we're drawing this for turn, and then Glarb will see the top card. If it's a land, we could play it, which we want to play land off the top whenever we can. So let's leave this on top for that reason and the others I described. And we're going to our turn. We're drawing the meat hook. We're not playing land, don't rush. We'll drop Glarb first. Then we'll reveal the top. Not a land. That's fine. We've got the Field of the Dead, which we'll play. It'll enter tapped. And then we will go to our turn. Now, when we go to our turn, let's do disable, draw on next turn. So we'll go to our next turn. So we're in our upkeep. Now, we really want to hit a land here, right? So what does this do again? When it enters, we can exile a permanent. So this is sweet because, like, do we have a fetch? We do, right? Oh, no, we don't. Okay, if we had a fetch land in the graveyard, we could actually exile it with Savvy Trader. Yeah, and we could play it. Doesn't have to be cast. So we could exile a fetch and play it with Savvy Trader. That's a pretty good synergy that I didn't even realize until now. So I quite like this card. But given that we don't, I think we really want to draw land here because casting Hour of Promise right now is like pretty GG. So I think we do spend the Surveil on upkeep here. We'll look at the top 2. And then nice, we see a land, beautiful. So it turns out we didn't need to do any of this. We'll just put them back exactly how they were. And then we'll draw for turn. And then we've got a land on top that we can play with Glarb. We cast Hour of Promise, and opponents are dead. We get Cabal Coffers, and Durborg, and then we move into our next turn. Oh, and we make 2 zombies because we needed even more value. So I'm not even going to do it. We make 2 zombies, and then we untap on our next turn. We don't. We can play Skyshroud Claim off the top, And then yeah, it's just GG here. We land Archon with Springheart and Tuco and just like, oh my God. You you see what I'm seeing here? Like this hand. Let's do another. All right, pause it. You keeping? Hell no. Look at this junk. Pause it. You keeping? Shh. Oh, gee, am I keeping? I don't know. It's just the best hand of all time. I think I'll keep. I mean, could be better if this was colored land. But yeah, this hand's like you win. We have this could be played as land, don't forget. We could always bounce it later with a bounce land, get it back if we need it. Love that interaction. Love bounce lands. Anyone who says bounce lands are bad, I don't know. I look at them sideways. Like, I really like the nitpicking nerds. I watch the channel, but they often talk about how they don't like bounce lands or they think they're bad. And that I just don't get it. Bounce lands are so flexible. Like, yes, they come in tapped. Yes, sometimes you have to discard to hand size if you play them on turn two and you have no other plays, but is that bad? Like, a lot of times I want to get stuff in the graveyard. I mean, look at this deck. Like, look at any deck that's playing Reanimate. Like, you drop an Arcana Cruelty in the graveyard after you play a bounce land on turn two and then, like, Animate Dead it. Yes, there are times where it's not going to work out and they can be targeted by land destruction, but like I love the flexibility of them. I love that they let you keep a two lander and then it's kind of like you had three land. So anyway, not to go on a tangent, but this hand is so good. All right, let's just play it out, even though this is like GG already. We'll play the fetch. We've got black. I mean, we just want green, right? Green and, well, green and I guess we get green blue. I mean, honestly, if you like don't want to think about it and always get tropical, that's like what I end up doing 99% of the time. Drop the soul ring, tables grumbling. Shut up. Draw. Good draw. All right, so what do we do here? We don't have another green, which is a little annoying. But I think we just play Sylvan here, even though it's like not the most mana efficient. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know if we have much of a better play. Um, we could shock in the Agademes because otherwise, if we don't, we're not going to be able to play Glarb next turn. If we play either of these colorless lands, that's gonna get us stuck. So I think we do it. We could have it come in tapped, which is good because we don't really need to pay the 3 life here, and then we just run out the Sylvan. And we go to our next turn. We draw for Sylvan. Oh my God, this is just so good. All right, so we want the marsh flats. I mean, I honestly just be taking all these. Yeah, we need to play a land before Glarb, unfortunately, so we can't like leave the marsh flats on top. By the way, Sylvan, one of the best cards in the deck because you want to be able to manipulate the top of your library. If you throw in Sensei's Divining Top in here too, that is really good as well. In fact, I had it in an earlier build. I cut it just because I'm trying to remove some staples, but it's really good in the deck. So anyway, this hand plays itself. I don't think we even need to keep going. All right, how about this one? Do you keep this? This is a 5 lander. I said 5 landers can be good, but not on our opening 7, so I don't think so. It's fine. This hand would be fine, but we can find something better. Don't keep the hand like this on your opening 7. All right, how about this one? Do you keep this one versus going to 6? Hmm, tough one. I think so. We've got good lands, and we've got a ponder. We've got Savvy Trader, which is nice. It can get back a fetch. It's a little, it's a little medium, but I think it's keepable. So let's try it. Draw, cast Ponder. All right, I think this is an easy shuffle, unless there's a like really strong target for Boseiju. We'll just put these back. We'll shuffle, and we'll draw. All right, go to our next turn. Nothing good. It's fine. We'll play the fetch. We will fetch a black. Can we get black, black? Just kidding. I guess black, green. Black, blue. Black, green. Do we want triple green or triple blue? I guess we want triple blue just because of the swan song. So let's get the sewers. And then we'll surveil. Definitely putting that in the graveyard. Next turn. All right, here we just shock in breeding pool and we run out Glarb. Put top revealed. Oh, beautiful. Love to see it. Next turn. Tender shoot on top. Nice. Too bad we can't play it. We're 1 mana away from playing it. If we had Savvy Trader out, we could play it because it does reduce the cost of spells cast from the library by 1. So I think we just run out the Savvy Trader here. We have to shock this in. Whoops. We have to pay 3 life to have the center untapped, but that's fine. Don't stress about that kind of thing. Just pay the life. Don't be stupid. Play Savvy Trader. We'll exile these two. I mean, I guess this one because the other one is not as good. And then we can play this next turn as long as Savvy Trader's still out. Okay. Now we're going to go to our next turn, but we do have the option to surveil 2 on end step, so we're going to do that. We're going to look at the top 2. So I don't think we're technically allowed to see this card, but I'm not going to try to figure out how to fix Moxfield. Okay, so question is, what do we do here? I think we almost definitely bin this land. It's nice to have, but like, it's not worth. It's not just not worth it. Like, even though we could play it off the top, actually, I don't know. Maybe I talked myself into it. Yeah, I think well, again, we shouldn't know that this is here. So, if I do this was here without cheating, then I would definitely bin this and then I would just put the tender shoot back on top. We'd draw the tender shoot. We could play the bayou off the top. But since we don't, I'm just going to do it like this, put him back. We're going to go to our next turn. We'll draw. We'll play the Talongate off the top. We'll phase something out if we want. It's up to 1 creature, so you don't have to do this. But if there's an opponent's like Esper Sentinel or blocker or something, you can phase it out. Whatever. It's not a huge deal. This is mainly in here to grab with like crop rotation. Just like crop rotation, save your guy. I really like this card. So here we either play Hour of Promise if we want to set ourselves up for more mana, which I think is probably the play most of the time. If you run out Tender Shoot Dryad here, it's just like putting a huge target on you. So, mm, you know, not so sure about that line, but it really depends on what's going on in the game. So hopefully this was helpful, and I hope you enjoy the game that I'm gonna post right after this. Let me know your thoughts on this deck. Let me know how it's working for you or what kind of different builds you've tried or any other feedback you have about this video or my others. I'm a new creator, so I really appreciate all of the comments I've been getting, be they positive or constructive. It's all been really helpful for me. So thank you so much for your engagement. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I hope to continue to post content like this. Thanks for watching. Again, Matt with Surf City TCG signing off. Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Hey,
I'm going to randomize turn order 3 times.
3 times. Understand.
Once,
No, I like that one.
twice, thrice.
Oh, yeah, I like this one least.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just messing around. Don't matter. I'm gonna lose anyway. I'm playing Atraxa.
I don't really understand how those 2 statements are related, but okay.
I'm a target.
Yeah, I see.
Past two games I played, I've been first out. They've been at 36, 35 health, and I was dead.
I'll take a mulligan.
I'll keep.
I probably shouldn't keep this, but I am.
Love to hear it. Well, I
I
got a
don't
sad
think
little
I've
baby there.
I don't think I've not heard that said in a game of Magic in over 1,000 games.
Yeah.
I'll keep this hand. Fuck it, why not?
Ugh, this hand. I will go to 6. Hold on. And tuck myself into this. No. Wow. I cannot draw more than 2 land in a 40 land deck. I'll go to 5.
Oof.
If you don't mind, I have my 7. I'm just gonna go use the restroom right quick.
I mind. You need to wait.
The bucket, bro. Mom!
Here, he already left.
Mom! Bathroom! Good luck.
Oh my god, we got more than 1 land. Sure, I'll keep. I'll bottom. Oh, I have to bottom 2. Right. Ugh. Bottom these 2. Oops. Alright. Ready with 5.
Matt, just drop you subscribe on YouTube.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Are you there, Bruvac? Skips, are you there?
Put his headset
Man.
on.
Yeah, I saw.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Y'all ready?
Yes.
we've
All
been
right.
ready for
Wait.
quite some time.
I'll start us off.
All right, sounds good.
All right. I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna play an island and pass.
Draw. I'll shock in a breeding pool and pass.
Uh.
Don't worry about it.
I'll draw for
Hey,
turn.
I'm Mulligan to 5. I got to do some weird shit here.
That's true. Tap 1, Soul Ring. So go. Oh, I don't have a priority.
Look, it's Atraxa with turn 1 Soul Ring. What
Yeah,
could go wrong?
but see? Do you see why I'm targeted?
Play a
Yes,
Blooming Marsh tapped and pass.
I think it's valid.
The rest of
Okay.
the turns you'll
I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna play an island, and I'm gonna pay 2 and cast a Sky Diamond, and
Response,
I'll
I'll
pass.
cast crop rotation. Sack this. Search for a land. Put it on the battlefield.
Okay.
I'll get the dead marshes. So everyone's got swamps in addition to their other types on their lands. All right, draw. I'll play a Simic Growth Chamber, bounce the Urborg. Everyone no longer has swamps in addition to their other types. Pass.
draw for turn. Reliquary Tower. That's it.
Untap. Keep draw. Opal Palace. I'll go ahead and play Rampant Growth. And pass.
Okay, I'll untap, draw. I'm gonna play an island as my land for turn. I'll pay 3 mana. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna cast my commander, and I'm gonna pass after that.
Tap upkeep, draw. I'll play the Dead Marshes. Everyone's lands are swamps in addition to their other types. Tap 3, I'll cast Glarb, my commander. Glarb. You can look at the top at any time, so I'll be doing that frequently. Pass.
Draw. See, here's where my choice. Here's where I regret my choice. Because
Armageddon.
that'd be neat. No, I just pass. I can't do shit.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Alright. Take a pizza out of
You
the
should have drawn land instead.
Hey, get out of here.
Optimal. It's a cat
Hey.
butt.
You move?
No, you move.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Okay. I will play a land for turn. Be a forest. Tap 2. Play an arcane signet. Tap for 3. Play Cultivate.
Those are all the cards I want.
Hmm. Are you able to fix your camera at all, John, when you're done with your turn?
Yeah, when I'm done, yeah, I'll
Thanks.
go ahead and try to fix the focus. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I'll untap and
Island,
draw.
mountain into hand.
Let's see. I'm gonna pay 3 mana, 3 blue mana, and I'm gonna cast Fractured Sanity. So it's a sorcery. Each opponent mills 14 cards.
Ooh.
But with Bruvac out, you guys are all gonna mill 28 cards.
All right. I'm gonna watch all my lands here on the top. You ready? Nope. That's good. There's the land. 3. Oh, Rampant Growth. No.
Cool.
27, 28. Oh my god, it's like my entire fucking land base.
Okay.
Dang, Patriarch's bidding. That would have been nice to have.
No kidding.
12 lands I milled. That might be GG.
12 out of 28? That seems like normal percentage for the deck,
Let's
so.
see.
Or if not, maybe even lower than normal.
I'm gonna pay 1 blue. I'm gonna cast Visions of Beyond. So I draw a card, and if a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, I draw 3 cards instead.
Nice.
So I'll draw 3 cards. 2, 3. And then I haven't played a land for turn, so I'm going to play an island. And then
Anything else?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all.
Untap, upkeep. On my upkeep, I will Surveil 2. Tapping Glarb. I'll put both of these in the graveyard. Forest and Coma. Draw for turn. I'll play Dol Amroth, those 9 for turn. And, oh, actually, sorry, I'm gonna play instead of Flooded Strand. I'll sack it. Lose a life. I'm gonna get some sort of land that makes green, probably a tropical. And then I'll tap 4 for a Bramble Sovereign. And pass turn after that.
I might just have to refresh to save my camera real quick.
Sure.
We're going Tomb. Shocking.
Can't refresh on this.
Tapping 5 for Yarok the Desecrated. Pass turn.
Untap. Okay, draw. Play mountain. Go ahead and tap 2. Play a Nature's Lore. I'll tap 2 black. Play my commander. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a forest. There we go, something forest. I will not shock it in. There's no point. And I'll tap 3. I'll cast Sword of Feast and Famine. I'll pass. I don't know if I
Okay.
can refresh on the app.
At your end step, I'm gonna pay a blue and cycle Lonely Sandbar.
There we go.
So I'll draw, and then I'll go to my turn, untap, draw.
Much better, thank you.
It's much better.
I'm gonna pay 2 mana and cast a Thought Vessel. So I have no maximum hand size. And then let's see. I'll pay blue, and I'm gonna cast a Flood of Recollection. So it's a sorcery. I return target instant or sorcery card from my graveyard to my hand, and I exile this. I'm gonna return Visions of Beyond. And then I'm gonna pay 1 blue. I'm gonna cast Visions of Beyond. So I'm gonna draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. I'll play an island as my land for turn. And I'll pay 2 mana and cast a Mind Crank. So
Whoa.
whenever an opponent loses life, they put that many cards. So you mill that many. Whenever you lose life, you mill that many times 2. Because of my commander.
Yep. Seems bad.
And I will pass.
Okay, untap, upkeep. I'll surveil in my upkeep again. All right, put it on top like this. Draw for turn. I'll play a Bloodstained Mire off the top. I'll tap 2 and cast a Farseek. I'll get Hedge Maze. I'll enter tapped and I'll surveil 1. Dang. I'll put that in the graveyard. 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There's a Lotus Cobra in the graveyard. Pass turn.
Tap and draw. Land for turn. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing 3.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you cast on your turn, Surf City?
Farseek?
Oh, okay.
Yarrick is coming at JJ Skips because I don't like being milled. 3, 5, Death Touch, Lifelink.
Okay, I'll take 3.
Second main. Tap 5 for Elshnorn, Mother of Machines. Pass turn.
Gross.
Yep.
Jeez. No wonder you're targeted.
Yep.
Draw. Path of Ancestry enters tapped. Tap 2. Put Sword of Feast and Famine. Actually, hold on a sec. Alright. Tap 2. Put Sword of Feast and Famine on Ezio. Then I'll tap 6 with 3 black. I'll cast Soren Markov. And who's scarier, do you think, Surf City? You think Atraxa or
Definitely
Bruvac?
Atraxa. Atraxa.
Are you sure?
110%. He's got a Yarrick and an Elishnorn in play. Like he's about to like go ham and kill everyone. If he plays his commander next turn, he's gonna draw 40 cards.
Well, the thing is that he could get milled out by.
Yeah, but he doesn't mill. It's not gonna mill because they just go to the bottom.
Oh,
He
gotcha.
just
All
he's
right,
just gonna draw
so
his whole deck and kill everybody. You
fine,
should
fine.
definitely deal with him if you can.
I'll
That's just
go
my opinion. You asked.
-3. I'll put your life total to 10. Buste, or however I pronounce your name.
Yeah, Fusty. 10 is my
Yep.
life total.
Yep. I'll go to combat. I'll swing at you with my commander. He gets +2/2 and has protection from black-green as well as menace. Whenever he deals damage to a player, you discard a card and I untap all my lands. So, if you don't have a response, you're probably going to die to his ability.
Then I'm going to back up a second here because I think this works. If you allow me to back up my life total to respond to the Soren trigger, or is that too late?
Yeah, go for it. I don't care.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, so I was at 41.
Yep.
So I think this is what I have to do. I'm gonna flash in a Flare of Fortitude, exiling Time Wipe. Until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permits you control gain hexproof and indestructible. You can take back your combat as well, obviously.
Are you sacking a creature, or how are you casting that?
Oh, that's right. I have to sack a creature. That's not an exile. My bad. And yeah, I have to sacrifice Elsinore. My bad. I misread that. That's what I
Anyone
do.
have a response
You're good.
to Flare?
I have no
Blue
response.
No.
Flare? Okay, no response.
Okay, so those are
Okay.
a sack. Okay, yeah.
So I guess I will go to combat still, but I'll swing at JJ Skips this turn. So same thing coming at you. He's a 5/4 menace, protection from doesn't matter in your case. He deals combat damage to you. You discard a card, and I untap all my lands. JJ.
Are you alive, JJ? This guy's a hot mess.
Yeah. I think he's got a young kid that he's helping take care of.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
So I have an 8-year-old, so I sympathize and understand.
Yeah.
I've got one on the way that will be here in October.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yeah. She's currently in the
Okay,
hospital.
so sorry,
actually.
I'm
Oh,
taking
there he is.
5.
So yeah, you're taking 5 commander. If you don't block and you discard a card, and I untap all my lands.
Okay. I'll discard a Swarm Intelligence.
All right, and I'll untap all my lands. I should have an Arcane Signet in here. That's not gonna untap. So we are going to tap 2 black. Cast Vraska the Silencer with free running. For my commander. And then, oh, you know what, actually, hold on. I'm gonna do Mari instead, because I'm retarded. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, exile it with a hit counter.
Can't you play both?
I could, but I needed I didn't have another black. Oh wait, yeah, I did with Path of Ancestry.
I have Urborg out.
Urborg.
All your lands are swamps in addition to their other types.
Oh, okay, that makes things a lot easier for me. Okay, so yeah, I'll just cast both of them. Do I want to use that? I don't think I want to use that. I'll use Opal Palace. I'll cast Vraska as well, using Path of Ancestry, so I'll Scry? Am I not? Am I right? Scry?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scry 1. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. And that's all I can do. I'll pass. No cards in hand. So Soren's one of my combos to get you guys within killing. The other one's a tree
Yeah.
prediction.
That's pretty sick.
I want to get Soren out with the Sword of Feast and Famine or something like that to untap all my lands and then cast Ramses. Where if someone loses the game, then
Oh,
everyone
they
then
all
you
lose.
win the game. Yeah.
That's funny. It's like Exodia.
It's a combo that I don't think I'll ever get, but I've got Vampiric Tutor in here. I need to get Demonic Tutor in here, so that maybe I'll have a chance one day to do it.
JJ, are you there? We're waiting on you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I will untap and draw for turn. Alright, I'll play an island as my land for turn.
And to 1 odds, he's got a baby in his right arm.
I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna cast Jace's Mindseeker.
That was wrong.
So I'm gonna choose. So it's a 4/4 ETB. I'm gonna choose Fuste.
Yep.
You'll mill the top 5, and I can cast an instant or sorcery card from among them. But with my commander out, it'll actually be the top 10.
Top 10. Understand. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for instants and sorceries, you're looking at a counterspell and a Sky Shroud claim.
But hold on, timeout. Put is different as mill.
No, it's the same. So it says to mill a card, a player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard.
It's been errated for sure. If you look it up on Gatherer, I'm sure it says mill.
Mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many instead.
Just look
Yep.
up Jace's Mindseeker on Gatherer, and it probably says mill now. It's just an
Oh,
alert.
does it? Okay, gotcha.
I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, you're not doing it for everyone?
No, it's only target opponent.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm retarded.
I'm sure you want to cast the counterspell, right?
He can't.
And the Sky Shroud is only forests?
Yeah, well, one forest, 3 colorless.
No, he's asking if it can only get forests.
That's up to 2 forest cards. That's correct.
You mean you're not running forests in your mono blue deck? Big mistake.
Okay. I'll then just pay 2 mana, and I'm gonna cast an Arcane Signet.
Yep.
And I'll pass.
End step, I'll crack Bloodstained Mire. His life. I hope I have a swamp left. Woo. Alright, I'll get Underground Mortuary. I'll Surveil 1. Leave that one on top. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Alright, let's see if this works. I'll tap 7. Actually. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna mill double, but I don't really care. I'll cast Breach the Multiverse.
Oof.
If it resolves, we're all gonna mill 20, he'll mill 10. And then I get to return a planeswalker or creature from everyone's graveyard to my battlefield. Any responses?
Nope.
Alright, so we all mill 20, you mill 10 skips, and then just give me your best 2 or 3 creatures. I don't need to know all of them. I trust you. Please be honest.
10, 20, you said, or 10?
He's got Bruvac, so he'll mill 20.
So that's that's all creatures or planeswalkers in graveyard, not just from the 20.
Hold on. Yeah, Bruvac's not just his effects. Yeah, exactly. So anything from the entire graveyard.
Okay, so creatures that you want. Taxis is probably it.
Which
Shieldred. You're gonna see all
listed.
my you're gonna see all my Praetors.
Oh, that one. The doubling. Okay.
How many do you want?
Just give me some options. I only get one, so just give me what you think I might want. I trust
Okay.
you.
Yeah. A lot of mine just care about. Now you might want my shapeshifter.
Yeah, just put the options out and I'll look at them in just a sec. Did you do this, JJ?
Sorry, yeah. So the only creature, it's only creatures, right?
Or
You milled
Planeswalker.
10. You milled 10
Yeah,
already,
I
right?
milled 10. Yeah.
Yeah, creatures or planeswalkers.
Okay. The only ones I have is Soulless Jailer and Trinket Mage.
You're
Soulless
gonna
Jailer
want
and
mine.
Trinket.
All right.
Yeah, let me look at yours first before I decide on what I'm doing. You've got Jin, you've got Fabra, Shieldred, other Shieldred, and Alish Bard. Okay. And Basim, Calidus Assassin, Massacre Girl. What is the bottom right one? Oh, I got it. Zira. Zyra.
Yep.
And yours were Soulless Jailer. What is that? Oh, yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so I could get double ETBs. Does that help me? Probably. Okay, I'll take Elishnorn.
Understand?
This Basim is
Whenever you cast a historic, draw a card, or you
mhm,
can do Calidus Assassin, where it's like it comes in as a copy.
mhm. And it
Except it
kills
has,
it.
yeah, it's like a Noxious Gearhulk.
Yep, I'll take that, the Calidus.
Yep.
And I'll take your Trinket Mage, JJ. And I'll take my Archon of Cruelty. So I'll get these things in a second. Calidus, Elish, Trinket. Alright, so I'll get 2 Trinket Mage searches. I'll get 2 Calidus triggers, and I'll get 2 Archon of Cruelty shots. Calidus, can it hit my creatures? It's a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Interesting. Okay, so I'll have the Archon trigger happen first, and I get 2 of them from Elesh Norn. So I'll send both at you, Skips. So you're gonna sack 2 creatures, lose 6 life, and discard 2 cards. And then the Calidus Assassin triggers, I'm gonna send one at. Oh, I fucked this up. Oh well. I'll send one at Yarok. Actually, how does it work with double? I guess whichever one I resolve second is the one it's gonna end up being? Or does anyone know how this works? That's confusing.
It doesn't matter. Just pick whichever one you want it to be as. I don't give a shit.
Do I get both ETBs though?
So you
Because it
want
enters as.
It enters and then dies, right? Or fizzles.
Well, I get
Or
2 triggers of it, so it enters as one, and then the other trigger will cause it to enter as the other.
well, I
I'm
think it
really
can't.
confused.
I don't think it can enter as two different targets. I think it'll enter as the same creature, but it'll have two of that creature's ETB effects. It's kind of what my
I see.
understanding is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Um, all right. In that case, I'm gonna have it target my Archon. So that will die. I'll end up with a tapped Calidus Assassin that is an Archon of Cruelty, and I'll get 2 Archon of Cruelty triggers again. Correct?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what my understanding is. Yeah.
I'll do my Trinket Mage searches first, but I'm gonna send one at you, Fust, and I'll send one at you, John. The
And what's that
Okama.
do?
You're gonna sack a creature, discard a card, lose 3 life.
I'll sack my commander.
I failed to
He's
find
And
been
my
I
Trinket
had to
Mage.
do that twice.
That's correct.
Okay,
Okay.
discard, lose 3,
And
sack a
sack a
creature.
creature.
I don't have anything to discard. And you said we have to do that twice or just once?
You're just doing it once, because I sent
Okay.
one at each of you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Then I gain 12 and draw 4. I'll go to 48.
This is bullshit.
I'm gonna just deck myself here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I already played a land this turn, so
Mm.
I have 7 cards in hand. This thing is tapped. It's a Callous Assassin. I'll move to end step and pass.
Okay,
Try to construct my board here.
draw for turn. Only one choice. Oh no. Oh no. I don't have the mana for what I thought I had. Last turn.
Alright, I'll draw. You've got to be fucking me. Of course it's a land.
I want one so bad.
I'm gonna +2 Sorin. I'll have it deal 2 damage to Surf City or I'm assuming your face. Yeah, your face. 2 damage to you. Yeah, that's right, bitch. Alright. And I'll gain 2. Yeah, and I will tap 2 Sword of Feast and Famine on Vraska. I will Swinger at you as well. Surf City's got protection from black green to it's a 5/5 with the buff. If it deals damage, you discard a card and I'll untap my lands.
I'll block with the option on.
Yeah, that's true. You do have white, don't you? Now, fuck. It's got Death Touch as
Actually,
well. Hold on, I'm sorry. It has
oh, it
Death Touch
does?
as well. Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll block
Vraska
with
has
Trinket
Death
Mage.
Touch. Okay. Trinket Mage. Cool. I will pay 1 when Trinket Mage dies for Vraska's ability. Return that card to the battlefield tapped under my control. It's an artifact. I sack it.
There
Or
you
it's
go.
a treasure. So I'll do that. Get a treasure, and then I'll untap my lands. Oh wait, I won't untap my lands
And then do you
because
also get the
nope.
Trinket Mage ETB?
I
No,
do.
Elishnorn turned it off.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yep. Then I will pass. That's all I can do.
Okay, I will untap and draw for turn. Um, I guess I'll just pass my turn.
That's scary. Actually, end step, I'll tap Glarb to surveil 2.
Your printing of Elshnorn is way better than mine.
Thank you. Bottom this, or no, it's not bottom, it's graveyard, huh?
Yep.
I'll just put both on top then. Alright, untap. Upkeep, draw. I'll play Balin's Geoman's land for turn. Nice one. JJ, how many cards in hand?
I have 3.
Okay. I'll move to combat. Send both of these your way, JJ. It's a 4/7 Vigilance and a 5/5 Archon of Cruelty. And
Got
on a tap,
Soren out, by the way. Just so you know.
that's yeah, whatever. Actually, it can -3 now.
Yes, it can -3 now.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, appreciate it. I'll
Yeah.
send Elish Norn at Soren. You have
Uh,
blocker though, huh?
I do have a blocker.
Okay, fine. I'll send Archon at Soren, and I'll send Elish Norn at you, JJ. But the Archon trigger is going to go at you, also, JJ. So you're going to discard a card, sack a creature, and lose 3.
Okay, I'll respond to the trigger.
Sure.
I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, and then put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the X. I'm
Okay.
gonna cast Drown in Dreams, so I'm just gonna draw 6 cards. That's it.
Oh, you don't have your commander out. Got it.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. No response.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
Is Archon of
then,
Cruelty flying or?
Yeah, it's a 5/5 flying.
Okay, gotcha.
so, and what is it? I lose 3, discard a card, and what else?
Sack a creature, but I don't think you have
Oh,
one, right?
okay. 1, 2, 3. No, and I'll discard an island. Well, actually, no. Let's
I'll
see.
gain 3 and draw 1.
I'll discard a Fraying Sanity. That's what I'll discard.
Okay. And then you've got a 4 damage attacker coming at you.
I'll take 4.
Okay. All right, second main. Oh my god, I have exactly enough. This is gonna be crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need double black.
Urbog.
Right. But these can't make black. At least they make 2. But thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll cast a Coiling Rebirth. I'm gonna choose to gift a card to. I'll give it to you, John.
Sure.
So you get to draw a card, and then
Oh.
I return target. Well, actually, don't draw yet because if it doesn't resolve, you don't draw. So I don't know if they have any interaction, but if it resolves, I will return a creature from my graveyard to the battlefield and make a 1/1 copy of it. If it's not
Got no
legendary.
responses.
No response.
Okay. So I'll have.
I'll draw. It was
So
a
now you
fucking
draw.
land.
I'll have Archon enter along with the 1/1 copy. I'll get 2 Bramble Sovereign triggers on each one. that makes sense to do versus this, probably. So I'll pay 4 and copy this one twice. Green, colorless. So I'll end up with 4 of them entering and 8 total triggers. Okay. Sorry.
That's fine.
How many cards does everyone have in hand?
4.
1.
JJ? You have a bunch, huh? You have 6, probably?
Yeah. At least.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry, what's up?
How many cards in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7.
Who's the biggest threat to me winning? Probably JJ. Alright, JJ, you're gonna get 7 Archon of Cruelty triggers coming at you. And John, you're gonna get 1.
Cool.
So JJ, you're about to lose 21 life if you don't do anything.
You can suck on my balls.
How am I supposed to
Discard
suck
a
on his
card.
balls when he left?
I'll lose
Uh,
3 life. I don't think I lost
You
the 3
just
life last time.
okay.
Why?
So I just lost 6.
Yeah,
Because I don't
good
think I
question.
did
What's up?
it last time.
Okay. And then you're gonna sack a creature and discard a card.
Yes. I discarded my land already and I will sack. So how does Vraska say? Can I? Let's see. If you do return that card to the
It's
battlefield
only
tab.
opponent's creatures, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just seeing if that.
Oh, the trigger
Eight.
mage. Yeah, you would lose it. But you could sack it from. Oh, you don't need to sack
Yeah.
it from mana.
Yeah. I was. Yeah. It's whatever. Okay.
All right, so I'll draw
This creature is
7 and
not
gain 21. I'll go
Let's
to
do this one.
70. Draw 7. All
You're
right,
spelling
and
something.
then I can't do anything else. I have to discard to hand size and pass.
Okay, good luck me. Drop
But
turn. I didn't win.
I don't think I can win.
I don't think I can either. I just need 1 white mana. 1 white mana, I can fix this.
Well, you've got black mana. Really? You need 1 white mana for what? Your commander? No?
I'm white.
Farewell? No, he has mana for farewell.
I'm white.
No, I only have 1 white. 1 white.
Oh, what is that land on the far
Or
right?
well, look. Yeah, well, that's green white, but for time wipe, I need white blue.
Oh, time wipe. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
And
don't
you don't have a blue?
and I don't have a blue, so this has to be a white or a blue.
What's the second from the left?
Reliquary Tower.
Oh.
I mean, 6, whatever. I guess, it's the only thing I can do. I tap 6 for Noxious Gear Hulk. Targeting. What's our problem?
ETB.
What? Oh, no ETB. Yeah, you're right. No ETB. So that's who I was going to target. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't think. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah. Good luck, sir. Bring it home for us. Save me.
Okay.
I will say I have very few cards in library. It's still a lot, but that might be your best route.
I will tap 2, and then
19.
1, 2, 3,
Still quite a lot.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exsanguinate for 8. Each opponent loses 8 life. I'll gain 16. Hell yeah. Fuck you guys.
I lose 8. Look at this one, Nora.
I could definitely see some worse draws.
That's all I got. Yeah. GG. Pass. Or I guess yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys just want to scoop, I have saw in half. So I'll
Sword
saw in
Animus was my
half,
next one.
saw in
Yeah,
half an
GG
Archon
Surf
to
City.
make 4 more.
GG. I got
GG.
nothing for
That
you.
was an insane game. Thanks for the Elish Norn, I guess.
Yeah, you're
What
welcome.
a stupid
If
game
you
with
wouldn't have won in
Bruvac
4
too.
turns, I had Rays of Palisade.
There's my farewell. 1, 2,
Raise the
3,
Palisade.
4, 5.
Oh, that's the bounce of all, like,
Yeah.
except one creature type. Oh, nice.
Yep. So yeah, I
All right.
basically choose assassins and then bounce all your creatures. All mine stay.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks
Yeah,
for being good sports, guys. Good game.
all my
Sorry you got mana
removal,
screwed fast.
Oh, no, it happens.
all my removal got fucking
GG.
milled.
GG.